The winter air in Nagano was sharp, biting through the thick coats of commuters huddled under the dim streetlights near JR Nagano Station. Snowflakes danced down, only to vanish upon hitting the ground. Among the crowd, Hiroyoshi Maruyama waited quietly for the last bus, his hands buried deep in his pockets. Unbeknownst to anyone, a man lurked in the shadows. His breath came in ragged gasps, steam rising from his mouth like smoke from a dying fire. Yusuke Yaguchi watched with hollow eyes, fingers gripping the hilt of a knife hidden beneath his coat. He had picked his targets randomly, but to him, they were all the same, faceless figures, whispering tormenting laughter in his mind. Then, the first scream shattered the night like glass breaking. Maruyama staggered back, clutching his stomach as warm blood seeped through his fingers. A woman shrieked and stepped back, but Yaguchi was lightning quick. The blade found her shoulder, ripping through fabric and flesh. Another man rushed to help, only to feel the cold steel slice across his arm. Chaos erupted, people fleeing in panic, their footsteps crunching on the fresh snow, leaving behind a gruesome trail of crimson. Yaguchi stood in the midst of the chaos, panting, the blade glinting under the flickering streetlight. The voices in his head had gone silent. For the first time in years, there was peace. By the time the police arrived, he had vanished into the darkness like a wraith. They discovered him days later in his cluttered home, sitting cross-legged on the floor with the knife beside him. He didn't resist or speak, just stared blankly at the officers, his eyes devoid of life. Authorities sought explanations, but none emerged. Months of psychiatric evaluations followed, yet Yaguchi remained a mystery. Some labeled him insane, others claimed he was possessed. However, those who witnessed the horror that night shared a different story. They recalled how his shadow moved strangely under the streetlights, how his eyes glowed like embers in the dark. And some insisted that when he struck, they could hear something laughing just behind him, whispering in the cold winter air. From that night on, the people of Nagano avoided the bus stop after dark.